Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream as we get ready to get into this and start having some fun. I know it's been a while since I've been on. Videos have been kind of missing. Well, we're working on that. We're getting things kind of sorted out, kind of making things upgrades and stuff that kind of to try to help out and make, get the channel going better. If you guys haven't been paying attention, there has been new videos out over on the model channel, Rise of Miniatures and Models. So we have a lot of cool stuff actually going on, but time is not always on my side. And that's kind of what we're dealing with, is time's just not been on my side. A lot of stuff just kind of going on all around, and it's now catch-up time, get back to what we're doing. One thing I do want to bring up, if you're watching the replay of all this or anything, go over to the community portion on the channel page, and you will see a voting page for the live streams. Right now, Sunday, last I checked, Sunday was in the lead for moving the stream to Sundays, or possibly adding Sundays as a additional stream day. So if you guys are interested or want to have an input on when I stream, now I'll be honest, the time is probably not going to change. Yeah, Sunday is still in the lead at 45%. Want it to move to Sunday, so it'll probably still stay Sunday 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want some impact on that, I will not take the final results of that till Friday of this coming week. It's currently right now May 23rd. So I will look at that again on the 25th. So Saturday the 26th will be, that's our new stream day. Listening to your guys' input. Quite honestly, Sunday works best for me as well. I'm kind of really liking that idea, but also kind of leaving Tuesday as kind of the fallback day, because even I take trips, vacations, go to shows, model shows and stuff like that. So we may have to adjust to do that. You guys can see behind me there, the model space is set up and getting recordings done now too. You can see a wonderful Galaxy Class D sitting back there. Kind of stoked to have that up and running. If you guys are joining the chat, let me know where you're at tonight. What's going on? Kind of just get acquainted here, and we're going to do some more work on Doom Guy. We got to do some grime work. I haven't really touched him much since the last stream, other than I did put kind of a clear coat on him. Now, why did I clear coat him? Now, I'll actually show you here. You guys can see. Well, you can't really see, so I'll hold him. Oh, that camera's frozen. Wonderful. Don't you love it when technology doesn't work? That's all right. We'll reset it here real quick, but you guys can see. I'll turn him sideways. He's gotten a lot shinier. And that's the clear coat that I put on him. And I went with the shiny one on purpose. Let's see if resetting that did not resolve it. That's a new problem. That's all right. We don't have that camera tonight. Oh, well, I have a feeling it has something to do with Camera Hub. Gotta love the Elgato software. Sometimes it's just flaky, which is kind of what it's doing tonight. But I've been actually having some issues with this little guy. So up here, we'll play with him one more time. Try to give him an opportunity to behave himself. But I don't think he's going to, because I can see in the camera switcher, it's just a frozen picture. And I don't know why. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the Elgato Camera Hub. That is somewhere on another screen, being a problematic little child. So we'll flip the camera here and take a look. Oh, okay. So Camera Hub says it's okay. But it's an eCam issue. Oh no, that's not good. It could be that camera just needs a firmware update. So gotta love when that stuff happens. That's all right. We're not going to sit here and play with cameras tonight. We're gonna get back to the matter at hand here. Now wait a minute. Okay, I'm watching up here and I'm seeing stuff change. That shouldn't be changing, but I can see that that camera is clearly frozen. But in the Camera Hub software, it is perfectly fine. Oh, which is disappointing. So actually, I'm gonna be vicious here. I'm gonna exit that software real quick because I would really like to have the other camera tonight, especially if we start working on the gun. That other software would just be nice to have. So, but tell me, guys, what have you guys been working on? What's been printing? Who's doing what? What trouble are you getting into? Let's kind of talk about that fun kind of stuff because we're all doing stuff. We're all working on models. Yeah, but for some reason, it's this software. Interesting. I've never had this problem before. And I just updated, of course, so, you know, that would... Oh, now I completely broke it. Oh, Camera Hub, where are you? Relaunch. Oh, see, tonight we're just going to fight with technical issues. Isn't this fun? Let's IT this today. Oh, but you know, what kind of fun stuff's everybody up to? What's everybody got printing? What's the fun of the world today? Because this might be a short stream. Because now none of my cameras want to behave in Ecamm. I can see it. It says this camera's behaving. But it sure ain't doing it. Let's see, I'm on desk view. I need to be on side view. And then switch the camera. Rotate it. Hey, look, we got a camera back. I'll take it. I'll take it right now. I don't know what's going on. This stuff all worked before. And when I look at Camera Hub now, it works. Maybe. No, Ecamm is just frozen. Whatever. We'll just do it with the side view tonight. But, so, guys, this is kind of what's going on with the channel. Like I said, the main stream night is going to move probably to Sunday. Go hit that post out on the community tab on the channel page if you want further input. So it'll be Sundays at 8:30 Eastern Time, PM. And just kind of one of those things. We're just kind of making minor changes, kind of growing. Hey, Costa Rica, awesome. So we're kind of making just changes, different things like that. And kind of just growing the space, kind of growing the technology. What green did I use on this? My favorite company, Monument Hobby. I used the black green. And I thinned it down and airbrushed it on. And then this has a clear coat on it. But Monument Hobby, if you guys will, actually, I'm going to do this real quick. I am going to go throw a link into the channel. Let's see here, make sure I get the right one. There we go. I need to restore that window. And go grab. Well, did I grab the right window? I don't think I did. Because there should be a Monument Hobbies tab. Oh, there it is at the end. And that's not the one I was looking for. Seven tabs. Doesn't have my What page I'm looking for? Because I've got a referral link for Monument Hobby, and I can also give you a 10% off your order discount code. So I am looking for that right now. But obviously I misplaced it. Story of my day today. Let's get that keyboard back here real quick. There we go. I'm going to copy my link. I'll throw it in the chat here for you guys. So if you follow that link and at checkout use this code, that'll get you 10% off of your order. So definitely Monument Hobby. Most of the stuff on this model, the browns, the skin tone, the orange, most of this has been done with the Pro Acryl paint. I have used some Vallejo. I use Citadel airbrush for the visor, and a lot of the red is kind of a mix between that and Army Painter. So a lot of kind of cool stuff in there. And don't worry about your English, man. Don't worry about that at all. We're all friends here. And if somebody starts being a jerk about it, we'll ban them. So it's kind of my opinion on it. I'm going to go copy that link into the description real quick for everybody else. Just so it is there. Good call on asking that question. I like those kind of questions. All right, so that's added. But tonight, what do I want to work on? I want to work on grime. I want to streak this guy up. Because, you know, he's been fighting through. He's been going through hell, basically. And, yeah, we kind of want to add some grime to him. And I'm going to actually do kind of two things. I'm also going to use some panel lime. Gene, I highly recommend the Monument Hobby line. I have the entire line. I love it. It works really well. And it works just as it's a really good paint, especially with me airbrushing. A little bit of a reducer, and it just becomes a beautiful airbrush paint. Actually, I'm going to get my airbrush ready here a little bit. But basically, I want to start adding some dark contrast into the lines of the model. And for that, I'm going to just do some very simple thing. I'm going to spread a little bit of it, and then I'm going to wipe off the excess. That's why I clear coated it, is so that I can wipe off the excess and work with the model in a really cool way. I'm going to start by making a mess. Hey, it's no fun unless you make a mess, right? So I like the panel accent line stuff. It does really good about kind of seeping and creating darkness in the lines. And it just wipes away really, really well. It sits down in there and lets the panel lines have a good, clean accent. You can see just right there how it created that dark line in just a few seconds. And I just wipe off the excess as I go through and just brush it in where I want some dark accent made. But the key to this was sealing the other paint underneath. That's letting me just kind of be able to wipe away. The paint underneath is not getting activated. And it's letting this just fill this line in. You just got to take your time because it can dry relatively quick. And you want to be able to clean it off relatively quickly. But you can see it's just making those accent lines have a pop that it didn't have before. And this stuff always kind of makes me giggle because it smells like shoe polish to me. But it just lets the armor get some darkness to it. And it's kind of just a nice thing. It's a quick nitty gritty way to get some contrast in these small lines. Yeah, it's one of my favorite ways to do that. If you guys saw the Battlestar Pegasus line I did, this was used a lot to kind of grime in and give contrast in the pieces of the plate. And just let some darkness come into it and really just kind of let that inner seams kind of get that darkness tint to them. And if I'm doing something and I've got a question, guys, make sure you're throwing it there in the comments because sometimes I forget to say what I'm doing. So. Now, you guys notice I'm using a paper towel. Some people will just dab this with a cotton swab. It's just kind of personal preference on how you want to take this panel line stuff off. And the paper towel tends to work well for me, so I kind of stick with it. Or you could do this and also come back with just some mineral spirits later and do kind of a cleanup. But for me, I'm just doing contour lining. Just trying to make it look dirty in the joints before I come over with a different grime. I'm trying to definitely like these divots here. I want this stuff to sit down in them just to create a darkness. But definitely, again, like I said, if you're interested in voting what night we're streaming, definitely get out there and get your vote cast in that community tab on that post. So I'm just happy to be back streaming. Even with the technical issues, I'm just happy to be streaming. So I think that camera did it to us last time too. So it could just be the USB hub it's on needs a reboot or something. I've had that problem before too. I know on the camera it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but trust me, I am. It's creating that darker contrast, especially like right in here. That dark line is set down in there. I can't get that stuff out, so it's giving me a really good clean detail, and making that detail line pop, which is what I'm after. Appreciate it, Gene. Members are great. I appreciate your guys' help because that helps the channel out. And actually, we haven't even gotten to what's coming up in the next 6 months. So you guys, I'm gonna stop and let that kind of sit for a minute before I work on that plate more. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Frozen. I love the Frozen resin printers. I've got 4 of them in the shop now. They do a really good job. I love working with them. And, well, Frozen is releasing a new Sonic Mini 8K S Plus. It's a lower price point. I think it's going to be around $299 or $399 versus the current Mini, which is about $500. So it is a lower price point. We will be getting one here on the channel eventually. It is on order. So keep an eye out for that. And I actually honestly intend to use that printer for clear transparent resin. Mike, transparent? What? Yeah, we're going to start doing some stuff with some transparent resin. I want to play with some ideas. So that's coming. I think it's Indamaker's Galaxy 1. This is a massive 17-inch build plate resin 3D printer. That one should be coming here in the next month or so. And I do have it out there where it's the Anycubic Photon M5, the new 12K non-leveling required printer, is also in the order list. So that I know that printer is scheduled for delivery in late July. So we should have that coming to the channel. So we got 3 new resin printers coming within the next couple months, because I've been very much moving more to resin. You guys can see behind you here, I've got a beautiful resin print of the Titan A, the Nebula class sitting back there. Well, actually there's 2 back there. I don't know why my miniature is over here. Those should be over on the model desk. Whoops. So kind of one of those things. There's a lot out there that's going on. Gene, I really appreciate it. If you guys want to consider becoming a member, the button's right down there. We've got 4 levels. Every membership helps. If you want to see that stuff, the memberships do help us acquire that stuff for the channel to bring that stuff to you, do the reviews, do the videos, bring awesome models like this to the painting table, which to the streams, I like to do the painting and finishing, sanding, all that kind of stuff. Because in the videos, I teach you guys how to print. It's easy because I can go back and forth because the printers aren't in this room. They are on the other side of the house upstairs. I don't know why that just tripped out, but whatever. So the printers are all over the place in here, and it's hard for me to actually teach printing in a live stream because the print room's loud. Because I've got 6 resins and like 8 filament printers running in that room right now. So there's 14 printers in that room that are running all the time. So it's very loud, very hard to teach a video. That's why we haven't seen much more of the CRM4, just because it's hard to go up there and teach this. So lots of kind of cool stuff going on there, and that kind of stuff all being involved. So definitely lots of fun stuff going on. And I haven't forgot about this part that has to go on back here. That does need to be attached. I need to do some purple work still to this. I may use some Turbo Dork to really kind of give the flamethrower it's been emitting flames burnt feel. And this is kind of one of the bigger changes I made. I was having to go all the way back there for paint. It's all right here. I moved my paint a lot closer. Let's see if I can find the Turbo Dork color I'm looking for. There we go. Cool Ranch. Let's do that real quick. Some other stuff that's coming. If you guys want to see it, you definitely got to comment it. If you want to see me paint the Rocinante, that's coming. And I thought about starting, I don't know if I may leave this till Sunday, a Warhammer Imperial Navy cruiser. So I'm thinking about starting this one here on the channel. It's got a lot of trim work that will take time, but it's just a really cool model, and you don't see these Warhammer ships very often. And I do love me my Warhammer. So yeah, the Titan, I love the Titan, the Nebula class. This is the good model because this one actually has the deflector dish in it. My other model over there, the deflector dish is just one piece. There's nothing there. So, but the reason why I brought those up is because they're sitting on my wet palette. Oh my. There goes the compressor. So, have any of you guys worked with the Turbo Dork color change? I'll give you some cool tips about this paint. It's a cool paint because of that. If you do it right, it's going to look that shine. I want to double check I've got the right one here. Because I want the blue to purple sheen because it's heated metal. I want absinthe. Actually, I'm going to go with Cloud 9. Cloud 9 is closer to what I want. They come with ball bearings already in the bottle, which is a great thing. And they're a really cool paint because of their color scheme. I usually use Monument for most stuff, but I still use Vallejo. I still use Citadel. I've got some, what's your name? I'm actually planning on doing this over on the Rise of Miniature Model channel. I've got some Chimera paint I need to try out. Got a lot of paint. I got a lot of paint. As you guys could see, this tool cabinet back here is quite big. It's a 36-inch cabinet, and I have 2 drawers of nothing but paint. I try to stay within acrylics now. I really like acrylics. About a third of that second drawer is enamels. Enamels has its purpose, but you can see the color sheen there. So probably what I will do is some Cloud 9 and pull it into possibly the Cool Ranch, but I think actually I'm going to leave that blue alone and pull the Turbo Dork into it. Now, Turbo Dork is unique in how it lays down. It's a layered approach. So painting one layer, you're not going to get your desired effect. It takes about 4 to 5 thin layers to get the effect you're after, to get that effect that's on the bottle. So we're gonna work on that right now. I'm gonna move Doom Guy back because I want to do the same effect at the end of the gun, but I kind of need the other camera to work for that. So I got to figure out that issue, why that camera's not working. So basically, I just very thinly brush this in. I'll be honest, I've never tried it with an airbrush. So I don't know how that would actually look, but it's going to give that very heated metal burnt look, and this is a flamethrower, so I definitely want that look in here. But just try to go with thin light coats, and it will build up to bring in that color. And that's what you want. You want it to build up to bring in that color change. So anybody doing anything fun this summer coming up? I will be honest, in mid-June, I'm going to be gone for a little while. If you're in Louisville, Kentucky, you're going to be at the Wonderfest show. Come check out our booth. I think we're booth 115. So swing on by and say hello. Rise 3D will be at the Wonderfest show. So come on and swing by. And then kind of one of those things, I know I kind of got onto the topic and didn't finish it. One of the things definitely in this year I want to start bringing in more is the creating your own models. That's the other thing that's going to be kind of a goal of mine this year, is to start teaching it within ZBrush. Hey, Douglas. Eagle One. You know, that one has popped up a lot. Of people have asked me about the Eagle One model, but I've never actually printed it or built it as a model kit either. I will have to take a look at that one because I know there's 3D prints out there for it. I just haven't really ever looked at it. And what I'm thinking about doing is actually kind of cleaning up this and possibly magnetizing it. So I haven't decided yet on that part. I appreciate everybody's patience in the beginning with the camera issues. I do apologize about that. I don't know what's going on with Ecamm, but I will get that resolved hopefully before our next stream this coming Sunday, if that is the day that wins. So, but you can see it's starting to add that color change already to the metal, which is just fantastic. I love that. That is something I love about this, and just kind of makes everything good and fun. And gives a really good variation. I don't think the camera is really showing it all that well, but it gives just this beautiful pink variation with the underlaying blue, because this is something that is hot. And probably what I'll do is come in with some Cloud 9 more towards the tips here to kind of darken in that blue. Douglas, my friend, I know it's been a while. How you doing, man? Hopefully, new job, everything's going great. Did they ever get your printer resolved? I know you had asked for it to go back to Creality because you had chosen, I think, what was it, a CR10 Smart, and it just wasn't working right. And guys, if you're going to do painting, I got a downvote? Oh, no. Oh, well. If you're working on painting and stuff like that, and you're really kind of one of the tools that you want to keep your acrylic paint, and you're doing acrylics like me, a wet palette is really worth your time. So definitely keep that in mind. They save your paints. They keep your paint that you pour out of the bottle wet for about sometimes up to 6 to 7 days. So that means you can actually get through all the paint that you poured, which is a great thing. And really can be a kind of helpful thing in just painting, period. So always kind of a handy trick to keep in mind. So just kind of taking more of this panel line stuff and darkening the plates. Getting in these seam lines in here to give some more contrast. Now, again, one of the reasons why I did coat this in sealer is so that if this does dry and I don't like it, I can come back with mineral spirits and actually clean this back up and try again. So definitely kind of one of those things. So hopefully you guys can enjoy what all's going on. So I'll kind of clean up the outer part of the plates, let that sit in there. You guys can definitely see it's definitely darkened down in there and really kind of given a sharper contrast in the plates. It's grimed it up, gunky. These plates have been grinding together and just kind of making things yuck. So, but I'm going to come back in and start putting some grime on his main chest plate. And to do that, I'm going to use AK's Streaking Grime. So Elgato Neptune 3 Plus or the Neptune 3 Max? Ooh, the Neptune 3 Max. Ooh. I haven't gotten to use the Neptune 3, so I'm really kind of curious to see what your opinion is of that, Douglas. I'm looking forward to that. So, and it's a bummer on the Creality one. I've never used the CR10 Smart. I've never had it. So, unfortunately, I can't give you... Your feedback is not great, which makes me glad I probably never did try. I didn't try that printer. But that's a bummer, man. I hate that you had to go through that crap with your first printer. That really kind of sucks. And just kind of basically the Streaking Grime is just creating a kind of a color variation. So yeah, Gene, all the other streams are out there. If you go to the channel page and go to lives, they're all there. Every stream I do is up as a video at least 24 hours after they're up. So all my videos are... Every live stream I've done with the Doom... And Doom Guy has only been a live stream. So I've never taken him to... he's never been just a video itself. So same with the the large Battlestar Pegasus. He was always a live stream. I didn't do videos with them. So... And Gene, if you see something that's painting and you got a question, just ask. So comments are there. My email is on the About page where you can email me questions and all that stuff too. So really do appreciate it, guys. Those questions are so helpful. Actually, I need to switch my weapon of choice here. Q-tips. So use the Q-tip to just kind of help brush grime in a little bit better than what it is, and kind of really kind of get those color variations in. I'm trying to just stick with this chest plate piece for the stream. I'll work on more of this off stream to kind of get things more moving along, but the Q-tip lets me kind of spread this a little bit better than the brush does, but the brush lets me get it on here. The Q-tip lets me soften it, basically. No, this Mantis models, this was done with resin. This is done with a frozen Sonic Mega 8K is how I printed this one. So he is completely resin. This model is by Wicked 3D. It's out there on their Patreon. Honestly, one of my favorite models from them. But they do all kinds of cool stuff. Like last month was Super Mario and different things like that to kind of create that. Because, you know, Super Mario movie came out, you know, they kind of go along with it. So Mantis, yeah, this is not FDM. So I am getting the Anycubic 5MS. So there will be a review, unboxing review for that. So stay tuned to that. I think I get the M5S in July. I think it said like July 20th to August 1st is when my order is expected to arrive. So definitely stick around for that one, Jean. Douglas, yeah. That, I don't know. The Max is, the Max seems like a lot of fun. You said you were saving up for that Jeep, Douglas. Hopefully that is coming to fruition. Hopefully not too long for you. I don't know why my chat feed down here is all of a sudden just kind of stopped. So I think I got it working again. So, but if I were to print this with an FDM, I probably would have done this with a CR10 or a CR10 V2 or V3. This should fit right within the build plate without much trouble. Now, some folks with this grime probably would have just airbrushed the whole dang thing, just spattered it, and then done the cleanup that I'm doing. But I prefer this method. You can just, it's a control thing for me. And like I said, the Q-tip, it's just letting me soften it in because I don't want them to look horribly grimed. I'm just trying to get certain seam points and stuff like that gunked up to give highlight, essentially. $3D printing can be a black hole of money. Yes, it can. But it also can be a great way to make money. Let's be honest, that's what I'm doing right now, is 3D printing is my income. So I am very much vested in my printers, finding print jobs, doing print commissions, Shows, like, as I said, I'll be going to Wonderfest here soon. Taking some of my own custom 3D prints to sell, and just get the company name out there. So there's a lot that can be done here in 3D printing. And Douglas, I really do hope you find that Jeep and get that, because when you got a dream, you got to chase it. So really proud of you, dude. I know life's been hard for you the last year, and you're just finally starting to get moving forward. And it's always good when you come in and check in and we get to hear your story, man. I really do appreciate you sticking with me and coming in here and sharing that story each time we stream. So you can see there how the grime is the brown is really showing the grime really well. So the underlaying black line that I put in, just really kind of helping pull that grime in. And the clear coat, like I said, it's letting me, I'm trying to, Mantis, I am trying to. I'm just trying to control the grime. So, and how it lays down on the model here. But it's amazing just how a little bit of this and a Q-tip is just changing the whole dynamic of how these plates look. Now, I know, Gene, you were talking about FDM, getting them ready. Sometimes what I do with FDM prints is I will actually take talc or baby powder and mix it into liquid resin and brush over some of the areas of the FDM print to create a glassy surface, and then cure the resin to the FDM print. It's actually kind of a neat method that lets you quickly smooth out an FDM print. Because even I'm still printing FDM. I enjoy FDM. FDM has its purpose. But yeah, just doing the grime, that's just changed the whole way his abdomen is really looking. Now, I mentioned this FDM. I'm still doing FDM. So this is a Star Trek cell phone holder that I just really enjoy. It's a great model. Even when you explode it up to 2 times size, I mean, it's just a lot of fun to print with FDM. It's real easy for big prints. But like I said, when I can do the Mega 8K can do a big print just like an FDM. But how much resin do you think this one took? Let's get that answer in the chat. How many bottles of resin do you think this guy took? So I prefer resin for figures. Now, some of these are all resin as well. I've been very much more into resin lately. I mean, the detail that I gather in resin is quite nice. I do have less layer lines. Now, layer lines is always a play of a game. So, and it kind of makes the thing harder to work with, or sometimes not harder to work with. It just kind of depends. So this whole figure in resin. Mantis, you want to throw a guess in there? The whole figure took 3 bottles of resin to print this whole figure, base, gun, all of it. And I mean, the gun is massive. So is this whole figure. He was printed in 4 pieces. The base is 1 piece. His main body is a piece. This arm is a separate piece, and then the gun. So it took 3 bottles to print this at $40 a bottle. So at that, this guy, just to print him, cost me $120. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun, does it? But, you know, we've now done 6, 7 live streams with this guy in him now. We've seen him go from a gray, ghoulish thing to, honestly, I think he's starting to look really good. I think we're getting close to the end. I have a lot of work to do on this base. I am nowhere near happy with this base yet. But we're nearing the end of him. I'm actually trying to get him done for Wonderfest, because I would like to actually take and sell him. So kind of one of those things. Something like this I can put a pretty hefty price tag on. So definitely kind of one of those fun time things to kind of keep in mind. But you guys kind of saw how I do my griming technique, along with the panel lining technique. Yeah, 1 kilogram of ABS spool. Now, I will be honest, Gene, most of my FDM prints are all PLA plus. So I don't usually use FDM very often. When I do FDM, it's usually always PLA. I rarely use ABS because of the scent and all that kind of stuff. But layer lines are not a horrible thing, and you're using ABS. So ABS is susceptible to isopropyl alcohol smoothing. It essentially melts it too. So check that out. I've never done it because I don't print with ABS enough to do it. But you can use isopropyl alcohol. I think you have to have like 90% to smooth ABS prints. So definitely look into that. Definitely check that out. That could really kind of help you out on kind of thinning those layer lines. Now, like I said, FDM, and if I decide to actually paint one of these, one, I got to clean off the burrs, but I would actually probably brush on resin to create a smooth surface, and then prime and then paint. So, but yeah, these are just kind of a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm just now getting back to printing, period, after a short hiatus from it. So, FDM, there's nothing wrong with it, guys. Especially if you're doing like model ships, cosplay armor, stuff like that, bigger stuff. FDM is perfectly fine. Oh, no, you're right. I am completely awesome. Acetone is what you want. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking I'm thinking of isopropyl alcohol for cleaning these, which so what I've seen a lot of people do, Gene, there is a machine, they do a fogging method where you just set it in there, and there's some way to get the acetone to become a mist that floats around instead of directly applying it. That has actually worked really well for smoothing with acetone. I don't know why I keep saying isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol is for resin. But I don't even use it. I use denatured alcohol to clean my resin prints. So I don't know why that's stuck. Why that's stuck in my head. Probably because I have probably 80 prints. Not even, well, no, maybe 40 prints sitting in 2 tubs that I'm putting through the denatured alcohol right now. Trying to get caught up on orders and stuff like that I am just way behind on because of stuff that's been going on. So, but now that the Turbo Dork's kind of dried, you can kind of start to see that tint of the color change is starting to evolve. And what you do is you don't go as far back, and shorter thin layers to get that color rainbow effect in there. So yeah, Gene, I apologize. I don't know why I'm off kilter on that tonight. Probably because it's the first live stream, 2 weeks, guys? I've been gone for a couple weeks. But we're going to get back on track. We're going to get the Sunday date going at 8:15 EST. So that's going to be starting probably this Sunday. There will be a few interruptions in June to that. One, I'm taking a vacation. And two, I'm going to be at Wonderfest. But who knows? I may live stream from Wonderfest and kind of have that fun. Now, looking at this, did this crazy thing actually start doing? Oh my goodness, look what started working. So now that camera's really working, we can tilt this guy and you guys can get a much better look at him. So, and you can see in this chest plate and his abs where the grime has definitely settled in and given much more color variation. So definitely kind of one of those cool things. I've got a lot of work still to finish up on the helmet. I want to get the darkening into these metal recesses and stuff like that to really kind of start making this look the way that I want it to look. Sorry, I apologize. But yeah, he has definitely come a long way from where we started with the gray figurine. So, but unfortunately, with that said too, guys, looking at the time, it is getting time for me to stop. Yep, Doom Guy stands 18 inches tall. So he is a massive model. And we've gone through the process, the sanding, the filling. Of course, I took him out to the garage, the prime. Then we airbrushed on the primary colors, the base colors. Then we started in with the accents, getting his visor. We masked him off for that. You guys can see where I use the excess visor to do some work on the gun. Next week, or next stream, probably Sunday, is going to be all about this gun. I got to get some work on that done. So we are really kind of pushing through. Keep looking on the community page too. I'm going to put a post out. I want to do a ship next. We've done the figure, we've done the armor. I really kind of want to get back to painting a ship in a live stream. So like the Rocinante, the Nebula class may be an option. I've got a Valkyrie class FDM up on the printer that I'm hoping will come out. So there's a couple options. So I'll throw some options probably later this week into the community tab for you guys to kind of take a look at and let me know what your guys' opinion are, because I give you guys the option of the opinion. I weigh it, but sometimes I got to do what I want to do, what's got my interest going to. So I appreciate everybody joining tonight and coming in and saying hi. Gene, thank you for becoming a member. I really do appreciate that. That helps out the channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe if you're watching the replay. If you have any questions about anything you saw in here tonight, hit that comments down below. Or, like I said, on the About page is my email address. Feel free to reach out to me that way as well. So thank you guys. Thanks for hitting that like button. And we will catch you guys later on in the week with another live stream and hopefully a video this week. Thank you guys later and have a good night.